pussy is the gayest thing, and we did Xanadu last month.
What is up, everybody? Mr. Slipcover Bullet Blake. I have another Blue review today, and it is for ETR Media's release of Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm gonna start with the slipcover because, like, that slit with the whole slit out, like Freddy's fucking blades cut right through it, is so great. It's like, that is so cool. I love the slipcover and the claws are out on the back. It's pink. Seems that I really like movies with pink backgrounds. If you saw my Tough Guys Don't Dance review, this movie is a documentary basically on Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which was not panned so much as like just destroyed for the whole gay undertones. And I mean, this movie, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was about as gay as slashers got. It's definitely known as being the gayest slasher of all time, and back in the day, that was detrimental to the movie's success. Like, people definitely think of it as their worst fucking movie, and like, for me, honestly, it's my least favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie, but not because of the whole gay aspect to it. It's more or less because it eliminates some of the rules for Nightmare on Elm Street. The whole pool scene, it bothers me. It does have one of my favorite kills when Freddy comes through his chest and erupts out of it. That's cool, but otherwise, like, it's the weakest one. And it's not the weakest one because of the whole gay, like, plot points. Not plot points, they're not really plot points, but it's just historically known as this, like, gay thing. And at the time, like, with the AIDS epidemic, it just didn't mesh well. I mean, like, the movie hits on it in here a lot about how gay and all that stuff was used as, like, insults back in the day. But this movie was interesting. Like, I wanted to see it as soon as I saw it. This was one of the first ones I added to my cart for that order. And I will say that it did not make me like Nightmare on Elm Street 2 anymore. It did not bump it up in my rankings of that movie at all. But it did give me more insight into the movie, and it was really cool to, like... It was really cool to see Mark Patton's struggle. Because it is a struggle. This kid had it all going for him, and then it just kind of, like, snowballed into this fucking nightmare. Like the title says, My Nightmare on Elm Street. It's crazy to see, like, how he was affected by all the, like, publicity and all that from this movie. And now he's like beloved by all cult horror film fans everywhere. Like, he does, like, festivals and stuff like that. So it's cool to see the, like, arc from this shitty low, high to low and back up again. So that's actually really cool to see. I like that it dived into the writer, like, why he made the characters the way he made them, even though he's still slightly defensive on, like, he did not write it to be that outwardly homosexual, but Mark Patton being gay just inherently made it that way.
You've been lying for 30 years about this.
Yeah, I never wrote, he screams like a woman.
Which I can see, and I can see both sides. Like, Mark Patton was blaming him for a long time, and towards the end of the movie, he gets his, like, closure from him that he'd been seeking for years, which was pretty cool. There's a lot of footage in here, a lot of interviews from other people that are big fans. Now, as far as documentaries go, I really got a kick out of this one. I enjoyed it. If you're a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, this is one you should probably get. Like, it's really cool to see all this stuff and the history behind it. If you're not a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, you probably, I'd say, don't even bother, because obviously this will have little to no interest to you. it does talk about Mark Patton when, like, a lot of people were gay back then, but he was obviously in the closet.
Not an out gay actor in Hollywood in 1985. I was a gay person, and I was living in terror.
Like so many actors back then. And yeah, it was just interesting to see it from like his point of view, because obviously he dealt with it, and like he was diagnosed with AIDS and everything. It covers that and how he's still like he's surviving. He survived this everything. So that it's really cool. I would rate this one at a 6.5 out of 10. So 6.5. Yeah, that seems fair. If you're into documentaries, it's one to check out. If you're into Nightmare on Elm Street, it's one to check out. I was genuinely interested in it. Special features. There's commentary with the co-directors of this, Roman Chimiente and Tyler Jensen, as well as Mark Patton on that commentary. So I might get around to that eventually. Backstage with Scream Queen, which is some behind the scenes footage basically. Bedtime Story with Mark Patton, which is a tribute to Wes Craven, which is pretty cool. Not as cool as you think it would be though. Like, it was fun. The Fireside Chat with the cast of Freddy's Revenge, which is a whole bunch of people, including Mark Patton and a lot of the other cast and stuff like that, that reminisce about the movie. That was cool. Split Second by Skeleton Head, that's a music video. That's cool if you're into the music. Femininity and Horror Film panel discussion, which I did not watch. I started it, but time got away from me. The Monster is Queer, a look at the horror genre studies with Dr. Andrew Scahill. That's cool. I really liked looking at their portrayal and perspectives of like where horror was and all this like philosophical talk about it. The psychic alternate opening scene, which is a different opening for the movie, which is weaker. I watched it. The opening they used for the movie was just fine. It's got the original trailer, and there is a booklet in here as well, which I showed in my unboxing for the month. And yeah, it's a solid release from ETR. I don't have many ETR releases. I think I have 2. But this one was good. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. Definitely, if you're a fan of Nightmare on Elm Street, I think you'll like it. And yeah, so that's all I have for today. If you like the video, thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. But until next time, have a good day.